And so as you guys have been talking about your reading, we've been discussing theme and how exactly do we find theme might be what some of you are asking. So theme in a literary work is the underlying central idea, kind of generalized topic of what's going on, of ideas that are happening in the story. The theme expresses the author's opinion or raises a question about human nature and the meaning of human experience. So it usually has to do with how the characters are interacting together. The difference between the subject and the theme. So literature might have a subject and a theme. A subject is a very specific topic, and the theme is a generalized statement about a larger idea of life. So you generally use a topic to create yourself a theme. There can be lots of different themes in one text. There's lots of different subjects covered in one text. Just what are you able to find to support it? So what examples from the text and what clues are you able to provide to give yourself that support in your writing or in your argument? So sometimes a theme is very clearly stated, it's very obvious, but usually it's implied or just suggested as you read through the different parts of this text. So you can determine a theme by looking at these various things: characterization, setting, events, point of view, tone and irony, and imagery. And some of the questions that you might use to investigate theme: what do various characters think, say, do regarding this subject? So if you're reading Jekyll and Hyde, you might be saying good versus evil. What do characters say, do, and think regarding the subject of good versus evil? What are the main character's key traits? Does this character change at all during the course of a selection? Sometimes the lessons that a character learns lead us to the theme. That's a lesson to be learned for the reader as well. How do the time, place, and other details of a setting serve as a suitable background for the subject? Like, what message is the setting sending to the reader? What conflicts happen? So what conflicts happen that support that there's a message to be delivered? What do the work's climax and resolution have to say about the story? And then the author's tone or attitudes towards the subject. Bottom line is you want to be asking yourself, is the theme supported by evidence from the work? And are all the author's choices of plot, character, conflict, and tone controlled by the theme? So the more areas and aspects of the writing that support you, the stronger your discussion is about theme. So let's use a different story that we've already read. So we've already read Fahrenheit 451. Let's look at the different themes, or the different topics rather, that help us create a theme. We looked at courage, dreams, kindness, fears, being yourself, equality, hope, differences, friendship, honesty, love, family, doing the right thing, acceptance, achievement, peace, never giving up, jealousy, hard work, and again, being yourself. So out of those ideas, let's maybe choose the subject of being yourself. What do we learn about being yourself in Fahrenheit 451? Fahrenheit 451, we might use the character of Clarice or the character of Montag. So being yourself and not following the crowd has consequences, might be a theme. Being yourself and not following the crowd can help develop personal character. Being yourself and not following the crowd can help. And so there's like a cause and effect. We have the subject and what is the outcome of that subject in the text. So try that when you look at Jekyll and Hyde. Think of a topic and then what is the outcome of that topic. So as we go back to your packet, you want to go back to the handout that says theme activity required, because that's required for everyone. And please go ahead and begin brainstorming some ideas of topics and subjects that you find that reoccur so far in Jekyll and Hyde. Maybe consider some of the topics that were listed on your handout for your research topics. The research topics overlap with the topics that are covered in Jekyll and Hyde. Just to overview some of the topics that were covered in Jekyll and Hyde, you've got your main questions and then your subtopics of violence, domestic violence, not necessarily will you find bullying here, but you're going to find the idea of violence in Jekyll and Hyde, the idea of hypocrisy in Jekyll and Hyde, science and how far should science go could be a part of a theme. Mankind being good or evil could be an idea for a theme. The norms of society norms and how they affect individuals, and then the role of drugs. All of those ideas, just in the questions by themselves, would be ideas that you might stem from when you're creating topics or creating themes while reading Jekyll and Hyde.